All right, we're going to go ahead and discuss Newton's laws. What is inertia? Inertia is the ability, let's see, how do we want to say this? The ability for an object to keep moving if it's already moving, or to stop moving. So for instance, Newton's first law says an object at rest will remain at rest unless acted upon by an outside force, and an object in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. So inertia depends on the mass. Depends on the mass. What is going to be easier to make move if it's just sitting there? Something that's got a little mass or a lot of mass? Remember, we talked about what is easier to make move, a little Hot Wheel truck or a real 18-wheeler. Well, the Hot Wheel truck is easier to make move because it has less mass and less inertia. All right, the big truck has more mass, so it has more inertia. So which object has the most inertia and why? It would be the big truck, most inertia, because it has the most mass. Okay, of these two. The car has less mass, so it has less inertia. All right. What is the formula we use for Newton's second law? That's force equals mass times acceleration. Okay, how much force must be applied to accelerate a 2 kilogram mass 30 meters per second squared? 2 kilograms is our mass, 30 meters per second squared is our acceleration. How much force? Force is our unknown. Force equals the mass times the acceleration. My mass was 2 times my acceleration is 30. 2 times 30 equals 60, and force is measured in newtons. 60 newtons. All right, if a 50 Newton force causes a ball to accelerate at 25 meters per second squared, what is the mass of the ball? In this case, they gave us the force, which is 50 newtons. They gave us the acceleration, and they want to know the mass. So we're going to have to use the triangle. Okay, force equals mass times acceleration. This time we want the mass, so we're going to cover the m, and we're left with force divided by acceleration. So the mass is going to equal the force divided by the acceleration. The force we said was 50. The acceleration is 25. 50 divided by 25 is going to be 2 newtons. 2 newtons is going to be your answer on that one. If Jose pushes a lawnmower with a force of 10 newtons, there's our force, and an acceleration of 2 meters per second squared, there's our acceleration. What is the mass of the lawnmower? This time they want the mass. Okay, so, I'm sorry, this one, they wanted the mass. That was kilograms. My bad there, guys. Kilograms, 2 kilograms for this one. This one, they also want us to solve for the mass. So, mass equals the force divided by the acceleration, which is the exact same as we already did, equals the force was 10 newtons, the acceleration is 2 meters per second squared. That gives us a mass of 5 kilograms. Okay. Number 7, the reason a rocket goes up when the rocket fuel goes down is due to A, friction, B, gravitational potential energy, C, action-reaction, or D, electrical forces. we know that that is an action-reaction force, which is Newton's third law. No, you do not need to know which is his first and which is his second and which is his third. But you will need to know that the reason something goes one way when something else is pushing the other way is an action-reaction force. Give another example of an action-reaction force. Oh, let's see. Let's say you dive off of a boat. Dive off of a boat. And you go one way. Okay, so here's the boat. You dive off this way, and the boat pushes that way a little bit as you push against it. That's an action-reaction force. Momentum. We'll cover momentum next.